Hi everyone, welcome to Freedom Acres YouTube channel where you learn everything Dogo Argentino related. Today I wanted to talk to you about another incident that took place just a few days ago, and that was Maya getting attacked by a porcupine. That was our first experience, uh, dealing with a porcupine attack. I never imagined that we would come across a porcupine and it would end up attacking Maya. Suffice to say, it wasn't obviously a good experience. Stay. Yeah. So as I was saying, Maya got attacked by a porcupine the other day while we were on our usual walk in the forest. What happened was that Maya started sticking her nose under the branches of a white pine tree. I didn't really think much of it. I thought she was just doing her usual thing, sniffing, and just being curious as a dog. But then what I noticed was that she started shaking her head, her muzzle. So I instantly knew something was wrong. And when I went to check, I saw a porcupine move. So I instantly knew that something was wrong. And as I pulled Maya, I saw about 6 to 7 of those porcupine spines or spikes, whatever you call them, sticking out of her muzzle and her upper lip. That was a brutal sight, of course, and I will tell you one thing: those things are not easy to remove. It is pretty tough to take those off, but the good thing about Dogo Argentinos is that, as I had mentioned in my previous videos, Dogo Argentinos have a high pain threshold. Now, you can consider that a good thing or a bad thing, but in this case, that was a good thing because it wasn't too difficult for us to remove those spikes or spines from Maya's mouth and muzzle. Although she was bleeding, my fingertips were covered in blood. But as I was taking those off, she wasn't really reacting adversely. She was just fine while we were removing those spikes. So it wasn't a fun experience. My fear has always been two animals that I don't want my Dogo Argentinos ever coming in contact with. Some people might think, oh, what if a bear or a puma or any wildcat that your dogos might interact with? I'm actually fine, and I would be comfortable if I were to run into a bear in the woods here, and we do have a bear population here. And I think the Dogo Argentinos would be fine. Mostly the bear would be scared and probably would take off if they see two Dogo Argentinos chasing it. However, the two animals that I don't want ever my Dogo Argentinos coming in contact with would be a skunk, because obviously the smell is atrocious, and you probably wouldn't be able to get rid of that for days, if not weeks. And then the second thing that I always feared was porcupine, because I had previously seen uh, a video of two Dogo Argentinos who had been attacked by porcupines, and they had maybe like a dozen of those spikes or thorns sticking out of their face. So I always feared that the two animals, skunk and a porcupine, and we finally had that interaction with porcupine. So lesson learned. The lesson from this is, obviously, if you ever take your Dogo Argentinos into the woods, make sure you're keeping an eye on them, where they're going. If they are trying to, go under a bush, look for something under a bush or a tree, that's usually not a good thing. It's probably porcupine, a skunk, or some other animal that you don't want your Dogo Argentinos ever interacting with. So that is the lesson. But no injuries, thank God. We removed those spines successfully, and now I learned my lesson. So anytime now I see Maya going under a shrub, which she does a lot, I feel like female Dogo Argentinos are a tad bit more curious than the males. And I have also noticed that Maya is way more curious. Once she sniffs out another animal or another dog, she goes nuts. She's moving, everywhere in a quick speed, trying to trace that smell. Pablo is he is also curious because of Dogo Argentino, of course, but not to the extent that Maya is. So Maya is always going under a shrub, a bush, or a tree, trying to look for animals or anything that she might be curious about. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk to you about that in case you ever come in contact with a porcupine, and what should you look out for. All right, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.